Hello and welcome to Morning Coffee with Maddog Merv. We got a lull in the rain currently. We supposed to have quite a bit of rain today and tomorrow and Monday, but it's okay. We need it. So let's see what we got going on the channel today, shall we? Besides the guy who's not awake. Welcome to Morning Coffee.
Maddog Merv today.
Got our French roast this morning again. No wonder I'm a big fat guy. I mean,
And then
holy
they
cow.
I always had a schmear. A schmear.
He's probably going for bagels. He's trying to steal
Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it.
I have no clue.
And I got a bunch of chores to do. Oh, who wants to do that?
So today for a shout out, fairly recently I've mentioned Raul from the Muscle Car Modeler, and I want to give a shout out to his channel. He's got a project of a AMC Javelin, an old Johan kit as I recall, that he's working on. Funny car. And you guys have seen me do a review of an old AMX. I think mine's a 68. Anyway, kit that I've got, but really enjoy looking at his perspective on how he rebuilds some of these, and just, you know, the all-around fact that he's building models of these old muscle cars. So check him out, the Muscle Car Modeler. Oh, well, this last week we didn't really do anything for a main show. It was the off week. But we did look at that new, yes, we did, Gypsy. We did. She's arguing with me. We looked at that 72 Duster kit that came out, the new one by MPC. That's it says retooled. Well, parts of it may be retooled, but I'll tell you what, it was a huge disappointment for me. And if you watch the video, there was a few things I pointed out that just from way back in the day, parts that just no longer should even be in kits, especially with the modern technology we've got. It really irritates me that they keep repopping these things. Yes, they have done some retooling, and thank you, Round 2. Appreciate you doing what you have done. But dare I say, it's not enough. Okay, these kits from back in the 70s that you throw a few new things in here and there. It is nice, but to have them accurate and look good, yeah, you've got to do so much more. So like the suspension, the rear suspension, that was a big downer. The firewall was horrible. The interior tub was, it lacked the detail. It's the old, excuse me, it's the old interior tub, missing a few things. I did like the fact that the seats were correct and done right. But then they give you that shark tooth grill that was used on the 340 cars. It was also used on the Twister Dusters. Well, if I'm not doing either one of those, I sure don't need that grill. And I could get that grill in the other MPC kit, the 71 kit, because that's what it comes with. What if I just want a regular old Duster grill from 70 through 72? Well, you got to go to aftermarket, which is what I did, and I printed up a bunch of those, and well, I use that for the most part because that was the more common thing. And then with the shark tooth grill, what they did in the 71 kit, it's just one piece and it's fine. But in this kit, it's two piece for whatever reason. I guess so you can paint some other details or something like that. I don't know, but just the fact that it's another shark tooth grill. And then it comes with drag slicks. Great, 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 great. Not good big ones, but just the same old drag slicks that every other kit nowadays have. And some other stuff that kind of leads you to believe, like a roll barn stuff that leads you to believe, oh wow, you could do a nice like weekend drag strip car type of thing. But as one of the viewers pointed out, it sure would be nice to have a set of headers. Usually that was about the first thing you did on the 318, 340, 360 was you toss those stock manifolds and you got some headers. There was plenty of room for them. My old Duster that we still think was probably a 340 car, but I will never know for sure. But my old one, that was the first thing that I noticed, was it had, somebody had put a 4-barrel carb on it and headers. So very disappointed in the quality of the engine. The one that is in the 71 kit I think is much better. And that one's got the 6-pack, where this one has a very pathetic 4-barrel carburetor and a manifold that's not all that great. It looks like it's been retooled, but it's still, if you're going to do a 4-barrel manifold, maybe, just maybe, you should do an aftermarket one instead of kind of a Ho-Chi man stock one. Anyway, yeah, just very disappointed in the kit, especially for the price. These kits are closing in. Some of them are upwards of $40 now. You're at least paying $35, and jeez, I expect more. I really do. Than the same thing that you could get back in the 70s. So anyway, I was pretty vocal about my gripe with it, and still am, because like I say, I expect more for my money. So this upcoming week on the Kit Hoarder Stash, I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do just yet. I'm planning on having a show, but we'll see. It's going to be a very busy week. I don't have anything that I've reviewed recently other than that Duster, so we'll see. We'll see what I've got that maybe we could talk about. But for the main show, so a couple weeks ago, I had a comment from one of the viewers that mentioned they'd really like to see some of the old builds that I've done. They had mentioned the that camper that I put on a truck chassis, along those lines. And from that time period, when I wasn't making videos, I was actually taking very few photos, but I still was building a lot of cars. I still have a bunch of stuff that we could look at from those older builds. And in particular, when I opened up that, yes, Gypsy, that case recently, there's a couple of pretty neat builds in there. So that's what we're going to do for tomorrow's show. We're going to look at some of my older car builds that I've done over the past, probably 20 years. So stay tuned for that. So this last week, I got to spend some time with my friend Loic from Kit Links. He finished his move into the basement of his home, and most of you would think, basement of your home, wow, that can't be very big. Oh no, his home is 3 levels. It's about a 6,000 square foot home. Yes, Gypsy, it is. Ooh, she's wanting to go in. But it's about 2,000 square feet that he's got for this this warehouse. Plus a full kitchen, restroom, and all that fun stuff. Great view. Great view of the mountains. Gypsy, quit your arguing. And so I went out there to repair some of his aircraft from the move that didn't travel so well. He's actually doing a charity auction this upcoming week in his, well, I want to say neighborhood, but it's kind of an extended area out there, that he's doing a charity auction for a bunch of kids to be able to go to camp this summer. And so he's going to be auctioning off a bunch of his built aircraft to help raise funds for that. So that was really cool to be able to help and to be a part of that. So I was busy with that. And then the first part of this week, I'm going to go back and do some more. Did some 3D printing, had some major failures with my Saturn. Not sure what's going on, if I just have some settings wrong, which I probably do. I definitely had a film issue, but my Saturn has not performed as good as my Mars, not even close. And so I've had some struggles with it. We're trying to get that figured out. In the meanwhile, I have been printing some more figures. So yeah, I got a ton of figures to take with me to sell, try and sell in Las Vegas next week. So yeah, next week I should be doing a live from Las Vegas after the show. Hopefully we will have sold a bunch of stuff, but who knows? We'll see how that goes. So this week I'm going to be preparing for the trip. I've got a bunch of things to box up and get ready to go to be sold. I don't think I'm going to be doing any real modeling for me this week at all, because it is going to be very busy. And of course, there's the anniversary of me going around the sun one more time coming up this week, so I will have some festivities involved with that. So for me, it's going to be a very busy week. Hopefully it'll be productive. It just won't be overly productive when it comes to model building. But we'll see. And we'll keep you guys in the loop on next weekend, what we do in Vegas. I'm going to try and put together a show for that. We'll see. We'll see how things go. So I will let you guys go. You have a wonderful, wonderful rest of whatever you've got left of, whether it's a weekend, whether it's a work day, whether it's just a nice leisurely Sunday. And I'm going to try and not freeze to death with the rainstorm. It's pretty chilly today. It really is. And like I say, we need the rain. So well, you guys take care. We'll talk to you tomorrow for some of my older car builds. Take care, guys. So while we're on the subject of kits and my displeasure with some of the modern stuff, I want you guys to know I made what would be considered a negative comment. It wasn't one of those that was banned. It wasn't one of those that was flagged. It was just one of those comments that, it certainly wasn't positive. And that was on Andy's Hobby headquarters. Now, Andy does a great job of getting information out. He has actually made some great deals to produce some really neat kits. But this latest video of his that he put out, I was just big question mark over my head. I thought, why? So the new kit that he's touting and and you get this wonderful deal from me on it. TACOM is coming out with the T28, and they're also coming out with a version of it called the M28. And what that is, it's that kind of a turtle-looking tank that I have reviewed. Dragon's come out with a couple of different versions of it. Not real versions of it, because there was only one tank, one version, but there was a possible change in the gun that they were going to do, and Dragon put out a couple of different kits. They were great, really good, lots of extra parts in those kits, and excuse me, I built 3 of them. I really enjoyed them, but now TACOM has decided that, we need more of these kits. Well, okay, there was one T28 that came out. It was experimental. It's that super heavy tank. It's the one that they were going to use to breach the Siegfried line. Yeah. And Jeez. He's going through this kit, and it's very nice. It is very nice. But it's like with tiger tank kits. How many tiger tank kits do we need? Every flippin' manufacturer on the face of the earth decides, oh, well, we need a latest version of the late model Tiger, or whatever it is that we keep getting. And so here in the hobby industry, that's the part that gets me, is the guys get all excited about, what do you mean? The Tamiya kit was just fine, or the TACOM kit was just fine, or the DOS Work kit was just whatever. But you've got 50 different manufacturers making a flippin' Tiger 1. And now we've got another manufacturer making the T28. So the M28 was the hypothetical version that would have been in standardized and in combat. And it's pretty much one sprue that's got a bunch of stuff on it. Okay. Does that justify the price? Heck no, not in my book. So anyway, I made a comment which was, really, why do we need another one? Why do we need another manufacturer when the Dragon kit was just fine? If they re-release that, it's great, and even if they don't, there's plenty of them on eBay, so why? And it's not like they're coming out with a cheap version, because I know the TACOM version is not going to be cheap of this thing. It's going to be more than the Dragon kit, I'm pretty sure, or it's going to be comparable in price, and it's a lot of money. So anyway, I made that negative comment just stating, why do we need another one of these? It's absolutely ridiculous. So especially when all these other guys are, I got mine on order, I can't wait. I'm like, really? Okay. So there's my rant for today.